Oh boy, it is Monday, September 30th, and we had a new feature that I added last week on these Fanatics Weekly auction recaps where I ring a bell when there's a record. Just a spoiler alert, I am going to ring the hell out of the bell today. There was an insane number of all-time records shattered last night on Sunday. Fanatics Weekly auction number 141. Buckle up, this one is going to get a little bumpy. If you've got a bunch of unwanted inventory that you've been sitting on for days, weeks, months, years, ship it to Fanatics Marketplace and let them do all the work. Just make sure when you ship it, you use the promotional code Cajun, all capital letters, C-A-J-U-N. Guys, holy moly. I've got so many cards to look up because so many incredible things happened last night. There was a ton of Jordans. There was a LeBron that broke a record. There was a Curry that broke a record. And there were buku Jordans that broke records last night. Let's not waste any time. Let's get started at the bottom, work our way up with none other than Victor Wembanyama, his 2023 Select Victor Wembanyama Gold Disco, serial number to 10. Pop 4 sells for $4,920. We've got an 86 Fleer Jordan PSA 7 old PSA label that does $4,920 as well. And then I think this looks like a low sale. I didn't dig into it too deep, but I mean, he's got to be in the top 3-4 dudes that are going to win MVP in this upcoming 2024-25 season. The Oklahoma City Thunder are primed to absolutely win a tremendous number of games, and he's the cog. He is the engine that makes that team go. They're all young. They're all on the uptick. They're going to be incredible. They're incredibly deep, and they're built for the regular season and the postseason. So this Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, this was that year where Mosaic was a sort of a parallel prism release. It wasn't its own individual product. And this Mosaic Gold, serial number to 1089 SGA, Pop 5 sells for only $5,000. That to me seems low. That's just me. Again, I didn't buy it. I have no dog in this hunt. I don't even own a Shai Gilgeous-Alexander card, but I like the guy. Next, we've got one. I want to look this up because I want to show you guys something. A lot of people ask me about this. I even got a message over the weekend saying, hey, look, I can pick up this, blah, 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 Jordan insert / parallel that's missing a serial number for this price. What should I do? And you guys know me. I try never to tell people what to buy. I'm simply a conduit. I'm simply a purveyor of information. I try to make it entertaining, right? So every once in a while, you'll get some input from me. I'm not a robot. I'm not a cyborg. So I do have opinions when I see cards that sell great or sell poorly. But this was a card that I wanted to just kind of elucidate. I wanted to shed a little light on this. This is the 1998 Skybox Molten Metal Fusion Titanium. I don't think the word titanium should be in there. It should just be fusion because titanium would be gold. But this one is just a fusion, but it's missing the serial number to 250, okay? And it's a BGS 8. Of course, it's a Pop 1, none graded higher because it's a backdoor copy, a bankruptcy copy, whatever the hell somebody who knows more about this card can explain. But this is not the real deal. It's just not the real deal. It's missing a serial number that the ordinary Skybox Molten Metal Fusion has, which would be 250. I just want to show you guys something. I've pulled up a PSA 8, right? So we can't compare apples to apples because Card Ladder doesn't have the BGS 8 in the actual database, but this is what a PSA 8 recently sold for right here. That's just a couple months ago, $14,000. This BG8 copy without the serial number sells for 1/3, a little bit more than 1/3 of that amount. That is the effect that when a card is supposed to have a serial number and it's missing the serial number, it is going to result in a massive diminution in the value of the card. So keep that in mind. There are takeit-to.nets out there that are missing the serial number to 1,000. There's obviously fusions missing the serial number to 250. So just really keep that in mind. My best advice is just not to touch it because at some point you're just going to look at it and you're going to be like, man, I wish I had the real thing. That's just me. I hope that doesn't negatively affect anybody in this, in future auctions or whatever. But I'm just saying, that's just my thoughts on the matter. I'm interested to see what you guys think in the comments about cards that are supposed to be serial numbered. They're released from the manufacturer with serial numbers, but they're missing those serial numbers because for whatever reason they're a late release or a backdoor copy or a bankruptcy, sheet cut, whatever, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. There's all kinds of ways they can be missing numbers. BGS 8 Jordan Fleer does 5160. Here's one we got to look up, right? This is a minimum gem Michael Jordan premium player that sold, it's a BGS 9.5, sold for $5,280. That seemed really low to me. I know what the 10's worth. This 9.5 sold for $5,280. That's a little bit of a step back from the last sale, which was the highest over the last 2 years of $5,520. Not a huge step back, just a couple $100. And so hopefully people are starting to use a little bit of caution. Again, I do want to reiterate the PSA 10 premium is big, $18,917. So I'm loving a BGS 9.5 pickup for $5,000. That's less than 1/3 the value. That's a 3.5 to 1 factor from BGS 9.5 to PSA 10. I just think it's too much. Just my personal opinion. Let me know what you think in the comments. BGS 8, PSA 7.5, that's way off center. The 8 looks way better than the 7.5. Like, way, way better. Of course, there is a horrible top right corner. Again, I'm not going to take too much time on a BGS 8, but that's not good, okay? So we can see that corner. Obviously, that's going to have a huge effect. The centering is much, much better than the 7.5, but that corner is horrific and snowy white. First Jordan PSA 10. This is his 1988 Kenner starting lineup PSA 10. This is not a high pop card. This PSA 10 does 5520. We've got it pulled up. There it is right there. Young Jordan. Not the highest sale over the last 2 years because one of these went for a bonkers $9,000, which was a huge anomaly because it was $4,700. It jumped almost doubled up to $9,000. Came back substantially, but over the last 4 sales, up. So 3 sales in a row from $3,782 to $3,960 to $4,200 to $5,520. So this is a card that's on the upward march here. Let's switch this to a year, and you can kind of see it a little bit better. So getting back to where it was about a year ago, 56. Again, pop 45. It's one of Jordan's jersey numbers, right? It's one of them. There it is. That's the card. Starting lineup. That won't be the last starting lineup we see. We're about to see another huge starting lineup. Luka Doncic blue color match PSA 9 does $5,640. A really good looking Kobe 2014 Prism Pulsar Auto BGS 9.5 men gem does $5,640, and then a Luka Doncic dribbling orange Contenders Optic serial number to 25 PSA 9 does $5,760. And then we're going to look up this Wemby Orange Wave because, I've been touting, Wemby's are going to go down. Wemby's are going to go down. Not because he's not the greatest thing since sliced bread. It's just that there's a billion to choose from. They came out of the gates too hot. So much of it's baked in. And then there's going to be so many other rookie card options to choose from because Panini's chasing the dollar. But this 2023 Black Curtain Orange Wave serial numbered to 60 PSA 10 did $6,000. Here we go. There's the card right there. I think it's a good looking card, to be quite honest with you. That is up actually from the last 3 sales. It's $1 shy of the sale from July, but it is up from the last 4 sales. But before we start to say Wemby prices are starting to run, this is what it looked like when it came out the gates. So $11,300, $9,500, $8,700, $8,000, $6,300, $6,250. So there's quite a few people that are underwater on that card already. So let's relax. It is a good sign that it looks like it's actually ticked up a couple times in a row there. So a $6,000 sale is actually probably more than that consigner, that seller was expecting. Hopefully they used the promo code Cajun, all capital letters, when they listed that card, CAJUN. Everybody's favorite, up and coming young power forward, the great Paolo Banchero, PSA 8, pretty good looking, flawless, serial number to 25, vertical RPA right here, does $6,300, and then a Steph Flawless patch auto, yellow napkin, mustard napkin, 1 out of 10, raw card right there in the original flawless, well, we think it's in the original flawless little container thingy there, $6,300 for that one, and then we've got 2 very rare Jordan hierarchy cards here. These are off the radar type cards, but they are really tough cards to find in PSA 10, and we're about to confirm and verify that in just a second. So 2 game breaker cards out there for MJ. There is this 97 game breaker with him and Dennis Rodman, And then there is, I believe it's a 1996 game breaker with him and Pippen. I think it's 96. Very completely different looking cards in every way, shape, or form. This card does 6,600. It is a PSA 10. I do have it pulled up somewhere. There's the card right there. This card sold for 6,600. That is not an all-time record. As you can see, the all-time record was broken in July with 7,200. This is the third highest price ever paid for this particular card. And again, this is what I was trying to tell you. Card's only been graded a shade over 200, I think 211 times, 221 if you include SGC. Because for some reason 8 people or 10 people thought SGC and CSG was the way to go to grade your 90s Jordan cards. It's not, and the numbers back me up on that. But 123 from PSA, 88 from Beckett, 12%, 17% gem rate. Only 221 have ever been graded of this card, which makes it seem more rare than the pack odds would indicate. Pack odds are tough, but they're not this crazy tough. A combined 33 total gem copies out there between PSA and BGS. This card does 6,600. So again, the last sale was 7,200. We see a little bit of a step back. So people showing some caution. So I'm starting to think, we're early in the auction. We're like, okay, maybe people are starting to chill a little bit on this PSA 10 Jordan premium that we're seeing. We're not going to break records like crazy, but I'm telling you, buckle up, guys. It's about to get wild. And I took this weekly auction off because I am tapped out on the money side. As you can see from my recent mail days, I spent everything that I got back from those 86 Fleer PSA 10s that I sold. So I'm on the sidelines. I'm just watching the chaos. I'm watching this bloodshed. 1996 Upper Deck Michael Jordan Rookie of the Year collection. Very tough card to gem here. The edges are prone to chipping. The corners obviously are a problem because they're kind of sharp and jagged and die cut. This RC13 Rookie of the Year PSA 10 sold for $6,600. There's the card right there. That is a pop, even lower, I think. Now, pop 21. So this card's even lower. It's been graded about the same number of times as the game breaker we just looked at. 253 between PSA and BGS. Much tougher gem rate. Only 27 gems out there. And when there's only 27 gems and it's the cream of the crop, we're going to go ahead and set an all-time record. This Jordan right here just broke an all-time record by a large margin. The last record was this very year, 1 month ago, 4,200 on eBay. Last night on Fanatics Weekly number 141, it is demolished, up 50% from there to 6,600, 50% plus to 6,600. By far the all-time record for that card right there. So record number 1 in the books. We got a Kobe Bryant, really good looking card here. 2019 Select In-Flight Signatures Autograph 1010. So 1010 makes it a pop 6. This card did well last night at 6,900, but nowhere near the all-time high. Trust me, I looked it up. We won't waste too much more time on that. What about the next Jordan card? Here's another hierarchy card. This is a card you're going to find in the Cajun Cardboard Michael Jordan hierarchy, and this is one of the parallels of the 1999 Upper Deck Wild. This is only the level 1, so it's not the level 2, it's the level 1, but it's serial number to 100. It's a PSA 10, and it is a pop 8. If you kind of zoom in, I love this card. It is die cut, unlike the original base Wild. You'll see down here in this bottom left corner, we'll zoom in real quick because that's what you can do on Fanatics if you want to get nasty, right? Serial number 28 out of 100 right there. Good Lord, hopefully that's on the slab and not on the card. Maybe that's just part of the picture. I have no idea, but good Lord, that's a big chunk right there. Surely that's not part of the card that's missing paper. That's weird looking. What do y'all think about that? What is that? Maybe it's on the card. I guess we'd have to go look at another wild card to see. Nevertheless, this PSA 10 Pop 8 last night sold for $6,900. That is by far not even close an all-time record. The highest price ever paid before that was 5 years ago of $1,276. So the Wild last night crushed that record. We just said it's a Pop 8. There's 9 BGS 9.5s. The card actually grades really well. The issue is finding one of these little bastards. Good luck finding an Upper Deck Wild Level 1 PSA 10, or just finding the damn card at all is really tough. Doesn't sell very often. All right, what about Star? We got to check in on Star. Remember, the Stars went up. Myself, Josh Johnson from Cardboard Chronicles, Cage Lawyer. I'm trying to think of what other content creators out there, gave their 2 cents and said, be very careful. Be very careful. We're not anti-star, but be very careful when cards go up inorganically, and pay very close attention to the people that are A, hyping the cards, and B, selling the cards, and C, especially when the people hyping the cards are the people selling the cards. Be very, very careful. 101 is what everybody talked about, but the other star cards have run considerably, and they are very important cards. They are very fantastic cards. The star cards are awesome. They tell a neat little story in the hobby. This 1985 star, last 11 Rookie of the Years, Jordan BGS 9.5, sold last night for $6,900. I've got it somewhere, I promise. There it is. That is right there. So $6,500 was a sale before that, $6,400 sale before that, $6,100 sale before that. So $6,900 is a pretty good sale. And by the way, that's an all-time record. So here we go. So now Star is setting an all-time record right here. I like to see it in a BGS 9.5. I love that grade. How many of these are out there? 87. So again, let's not get carried away with the stars are so rare. Stars are incredibly rare. There's 87 gems. We just looked at 2 Jordan inserts, the Game Breakers and the Rookie of the Year, where if you added up all of the gems between both of those cards, it would not be 87. Okay, so let's keep in mind, this is not the rarest thing in the world. This card's been graded 678 times just by BGS. Moving along. All right, let's keep going. Here's a card I know ain't gonna break a record, because we know where this card's been, and we're about to look at some of this bloodshed, because this is my guy. He's on my favorite team in the NBA. Although I'll be honest with you, the Oklahoma City Thunder are very, very much growing on me. But this is not mine. This is a Giannis 2013 Prism PSA 10, sort of his flagship rookie card. This one does 7,200 last night. This card is, it's really just been a bad situation over the last 2 years, down 62.5% from 19,000. If we zoom out, it's even worse. I'm guaranteeing it. This card at one point sold for $42,000. The card last night sold for $7,000. All Giannis has done is put up MVP quality numbers. Again, he's come up short in a couple playoff series in a row due to injuries. This is only a Pop 85, guys. Back in 2013, silver was rare by modern standards. This card has only been graded 425 times between PSA and BGS. It does have a really good gem rate of 50%. So if you got them, grade them. That's all only advice that I'm going to give you guys. But over the last 2 years, down 62%. Not great. Over the last 1 year, it started to sort of settle, and we can see a little bit of settling, but it's still down. It's still the lowest price over the last 2 years, if I'm not mistaken, right? That is the worst price over the last 21 sales over the last 2 years. So if you're a believer in Giannis, if you think Dame's going to have a bounce back, if you do not believe that Brook Lopez is going to die of old age, maybe it's time to jump on it. Maybe Gary Trent Jr. is what gets them over the hump and takes them to the championship. If you're a believer in Giannis, it's getting to be a really good time to consider jumping back in. I'm not, but just I'm throwing that out there. It might be time to start looking at Giannis stuff, right? He's completely forgotten. If he's healthy, we don't know what the Bucks will do if Giannis is healthy, because he hasn't been healthy the last 2 playoffs in a row, too. So too bad. It's one of those deals. 2022 Contenders Gold Auto serial number to 10, PSA 10, Pop 6, 7,500 for Paolo Banchero. We got the orange LeBron Garden Kobe serial number to 499, does 7,500. And then we've got a Kobe Bryant Molten Metal Fusion Titanium, serial number to 250, PSA 9. This is a Pop 6 card, and this Kobe does 7,500. Here's the Kobe that I wanted to look at, because this is the card. I posted this on my Instagram. Guys, if you're not on Instagram, get on Instagram. And if you're not following me, follow me. I'm Cajun_Cardboard. Every week I try to sort of, pick 7, 8, 9, 12 cards that I really like in the Fanatics Weekly. These are not cards I'm bidding on. These are not going to be my cards. If it's my cards, I will let you know my cards. So anytime I post or talk about a card, I will never, if this was my card, I would never just say this Kobe Bryant. I would say this is my card. I sold this card. Here's what it sold for. Here's why I sold. I'll always be transparent with that. So on Instagram, every week I sort of list not my cards, but cards that I think, catch my eye. If I was a Kobe collector, this basically cracked ice gold, atomic refractor, you call it whatever you want, cracked ice gold. It's an incredible looking card. It's serial number to 100, PSA 10. It's a Pop 14. It sold for 7,500. Where's that fit? What is that? What's that all about? There it is right there. That card is significantly up from the last few sales. But before you start to say, Kobe is Jordan. See, he's breaking records. We're ringing bells. This Kobe card's been, at 88.75 back in 2021. So some Kobe cards are coming back to 2021 prices. This is certainly a very good step in the right direction, a significant jump from the last few sales. But, the difference is Kobe cards are selling a little bit more often than the Jordan cards are for whatever reason. But this card has sold 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times just in, this is a pop 14. So half of the population in the world almost have sold in the last year. That's not a good sign. Less than a year, 9 months. And so that's where things are a little bit different than Jordan. I think there's a little bit more investor flipping going on with the Kobe stuff. So something to keep an eye on. 92 Fleer Team Leader, old label PSA 10. Again, one more thing. Every once in a while, people are like, Cajun, the reason that card sold for low amount is because if you look at the back right corner, it's, it's white or it's got chipping or guys, I realize that. I know how to look at cards. I just can't look at 48 of them and talk about them and pull up Card Ladder and do these videos. It would take me 24 hours to put a video together if I looked at every card and tried to figure out why it sold good or why it sold bad. I do my best. I can't give you PSA grader notes on every card. That's just not what the purpose of these videos are. So please bear with me. It's not that I'm dumb and I can't turn a card over and look at the back of it. If I see centering's noticeably off, if I see a white corner on the front or something like that, I'll note it. But damn, I can't look into the card, look at the back and say, oh, look, there's chipping on the bottom right edge of the back. I don't have time. There's not enough time. I got to get too many other videos out for you guys to remain on top as the most consistent content creator on YouTube as far as basketball cards. 7,500 for the Jordan Team Leader. There's the card right there. That's not the card. That's a card on Card Ladder. I am pretty sure if you guys are looking at the same thing I'm looking at, this sale last night of 7,500 is no doubt the all-time high ever paid for a Michael Jordan Fleer Team Leader. Record broken last night. Moving on, Victor Wembanyama, Blue Ice, PSA 10. I think I looked this up, believe it or not, and I'm not sure why. I did, I guess just because I wanted to see what's going on. We saw the Orange Wave Prism, not too bad. It actually jumped a little bit. This one jumped a lot. Now, I don't understand this. This card jumped from 5950, 6600, 6300, 8100. The only thing I can think of, the only thing that I can attribute this to is that the season's coming, and it's coming fast. It's less than 30 days away. Victor Wembanyama is going to be on the court. They're going to be chasing 500. Don't laugh. They're going to try to sniff a play-in game. They're going to try to sniff the playoffs. Let this dude get this shitty roster into the playoffs. Let this guy put that crappy San Antonio Spurs roster into the playoffs, and you want to see a frenzy, you want to see a hype machine, you will see it. Now again, I want to reiterate, this card has sold for 5 figures 4 times, and so some people are getting their butt handed to them on this card, but this is a good looking sale last night for this card, which is a serial number to 125 card, the Blue Ice right there. Okay, moving along, Steph Curry patch auto. This is serial number to only 3 from 2020 Immaculate Collection. It is a PSA 6, but it's a 10 for the auto, 8,100. This Penny Hardaway, I just assumed this was going to be an all-time record. It was not. It was a very good sale, but it was not an all-time record. This is a Pop 3 in PSA 7. This is a Tier 1 Penny Hardaway card. Shout out to the great Jake Roy out there who recently came on the Cajun Cardboard channel. It's always a blessing when Jake can join us because he just oozes and vomits tremendous 90s basketball information all over us. Vomits sounds bad. He oozes it. He shares it. He exclaims it. He proclaims it. And he is a wealth of 90s information. Jake is a huge penny collector. Hopefully he's got a grand finale in his collection. This PSA 7 penny last night sold for 8,400. Again, that's serial number to 50 card. Those are tough cards to find. Green Prism, one of the ugliest cards I've ever seen in my life. Serial number to 5, and it is his rookie jersey number, so some math nerds out there are freaking out right now. 8,700 for that Victor. We've got a retro Big Men on Court Jordan that Pop 5 sells for $8,700. That's crazy to me, but it is what it is. And then we got a 1981 Magic Johnson. Hey, remember that graph I showed you with the 2013 Giannis Silver Prism? Well, I'm about to show you a similar graph for the 1981 Topps Magic Johnson. I don't know if you guys remember this, but I do remember 81 Topps. It went ballistic for a while there. I don't know what it was, but PSA 10, 81 Topps cards, the Birds, the Magics, the Docs, the Kareems, all that crap went bananas for a little while there. Well, it's coming back. This was actually a really good sale in comparison to the last one that dipped all the way down to 6,000. But nevertheless, this card is down 45% over the last 2 years. This card that sold last night for $8,700 at one point, you're not going to believe this, sold for $26,000, people. This is a pop 82 card. 82, again, here's the thing. The gem rate's going to be really low, 0.88%. So 82 is a high pop. This is not a rare card. It's been graded 10,000 times, right? 11,000 times, whatever, by PSA and BGS, mostly PSA, with the 0.88% gem rate. But there are 82 of them out there. I don't know if this is a good buy, a bad buy, a good sale, a bad sale. I know it's an awesome picture of the Magic Man doing his thing, going down the middle. People kind of hyper, I guess they familiarize themselves with old Magic, trying to watch him back the ball up the court because he wasn't fast enough to go by anybody. Young Magic was electrifying, and it's just too bad that people don't remember Young Magic and Young Bird for some reason. They hyper-focus on Bird laying on the ground because his back was broken, Magic being old and AIDS and fat and starting to get a little bit top-heavy, and then Jordan just busting his behind, in the finals. But Young Magic was electrifying, and he could scoot, bro. He could really scoot, and he could actually have some bounce as well. Go check out the national championship game where he yammed on somebody. Here we go, 1998 Kobe Bryant Upper Deck game jersey. This PSA 10 copy sold for $9,000. I agree with the great Craig Laws down in the great continent of Australia / country of Australia. $9,000. This is one of Kobe's best looking game jersey cards in my personal opinion. I got it somewhere. There it is right there. Tell me that's not just an absolutely gorgeous card. It's got the kind of the mesh on the jersey with the kind of mesh pattern in the background on the card itself. Of course, Kobe's wearing those disgusting, hideous, nasty Adidas shoes that he used to wear. But this card last night sold for $9,000, which is a great sale. That's a really good sale. But remember, the card was $19,200 at its peak. So again, Kobe is not Jordan. So everybody needs to chill with the Kobe craziness. Let's sort this by date sold. It's even 4,000 less than 2022. It's 10,000 less than 2022 in February. So we can wait. Let's just wait and see on the next Kobe. There's not a lot of those out there. All right, we got 3 Jordans in a row. We got to look up all 3 of these cards. What do you guys think is going to happen when I look up this 1996 Ultra board? I don't know why I always want to say game board, because I don't know, because it looks like a game board, but it's board game, right? So the 1996 Ultra board game, Michael Jordan, super delicious, succulent morsel of a color match. Look at this card, 9,300, impossible to grade. We're going to find out what that gem rate really is. I know I've got it pulled up somewhere, people. Where is this card? We're getting there. I'm getting old, sorry. There it is. There's the card right there. Guess what? We got it sorted by price, and guess what? It just doubled the record. Doubled the record. 2 dings because you just obliterated the record. The all-time record was December 22nd, 2022. That's Deuces Wild for those counting at home. Here we are a little bit less than 2 years later. The card has doubled. Yes, doubled. Watch this. Pop 15, people. 4% gem rate. Pop 15. This card's only been graded about 375 times. Just a rare card, a rare Jordan card. It is a hierarchy card. That does matter. People are chasing the card. Again, look at that card. That is a great looking image of Jordan. Dude was ripped back then, right? 96 Ultra board game, Michael Jordan, PSA 10, all-time record, 9,300. What about this Legacy Collection Row 3? I just picked this card up. This was the last Legacy Collection that I needed to complete my 7-card Michael Jordan Legacy Collection set. This BGS 8 sold last night for $9,600. Was that a good sale? Well, I've got it sorted by price, and it broke the record by 4x. That is 4 dings for quadrupling the all-time record set in 2019 of 2,030. This one last night sold for $9,600. There's the card in all of its glory and splendor. The BGS 8 copy just absolutely urinates all over the prior record. What about 1989 starting lineup one-on-one? This is one of Jordan's rarest starting lineup cards. I know, and you should know, because when you look at the price and it's more than the Legacy Collection, you know something crazy is going on right here with the gem condition of this card. It's a little off center. I'm surprised it got a 10. Let's click into it. Is it a little off center, left to right? Am I crazy here? I don't know. I guess it's within the tolerance level. It is what it is. 44 bids. So bidding was fast and furious on this thing that ended last night in the Fanatics Weekly 141. 10,200 was the sale price of that card. I do have it pulled up. It's in the Card Ladder database. That's a Pop 31 card. This is the all-time history of this card. And guess what last night was? An all-time record. So 3 consecutive Jordan records in a row on 3 consecutive Jordan cards. This one sold for $10,200. Guys, the last sale was just last month for $6,000. This one jumped all the way to $10,200. It's a Pop 31. Shout out to Reggie Miller. Pop 31. It's an 8% gem rate. That's higher than I thought. It's only been graded about 450 times, 430 times, something like that. So 3 Jordan cards on this row, 3 Jordan records. Put those 3 in the books. Oh my God, no, not again, right? Not again. 1997, hierarchy card here. Hoops frequent flyer upgrade, right? This is the upgrade. So there's a frequent flyer card. There's the frequent flyer upgrade where you see upgrade stamped across the front of the card right here. This is a PSA 10. This is an insert parallel that does appear in the Cajun Cardboard Michael Jordan hierarchy. If you're wondering, who is this dude? Why does he keep saying hierarchy? What the hell is he even talking about? Go into the YouTube description. Go into the playlist of this very YouTube channel. Hit the hierarchy playlist and just start watching. You're going to love it. It's fun. If you like collecting cards from the 90s, you're going to have a blast. I bring some of the smartest people in the world on the channel with me, and I ask them dumb questions, and they give smart answers. And you can learn a lot about collecting Michael Jordan cards. If you want to learn the most about it, you can purchase one of the posters. The posters are for sale. All of the details on how to purchase a Michael Jordan hierarchy poster are in the YouTube description to this very YouTube video, and every YouTube video for that matter. It's in the Card Ladder database. There's the card. Oh my God, what do you know? Let's make it 4 in a row. This card just jumped from 5,000 all the way up to 10,500. The highest this card had ever been was 7,600. This is about, what, 30% higher than that. So obliterates the all-time record. It's a Pop 20, and this is a rare card. It has only been graded 175 times, people. That is a pretty rare card. If you look at the pack odds, by the way, on the hierarchy posters, on the back of the poster, you've got the largest Michael Jordan pack odds list in the history of the world on the back of the poster, at least in print form, for you to check on how hard it is to pull these damn cards from these packs. And I think you'll be amazed. So 4 Jordan cards in a row, 4 Jordan all-time records. We've got an Anthony Edwards horizontal, PSA 9. Again, jersey number and serial numbered 1 out of 25. So literally, go get a napkin, all you math nerds, you Mu Alpha Theta members. 10,800 for that Anthony Edwards. All right, what do we have here? We got a 2003 Upper Deck Finite LeBron James PSA 10. This is a Pop 5. This card's serial number to 50. It's a LeBron James rookie. What have LeBron James cards been doing over the last 2 years? If you guys have been paying attention, you've heard me talk about it. They've been crashing and burning. It is what it is. I call it like I see it. We've got the card pulled up. There's the card right there. Great looking cards. It is a teeny tiny little LeBron on there. There's a lot of card and a little bit of LeBron, but this is a rookie. It's serial number to 50, which puts it in pretty rare company. It's a PSA 10, which makes it a Pop 5. Guess what that card did last night? All-time record, 10,800, and not by a small margin. That's a humongous sale. So somebody was listening to Cajun Cardboard and decided, you know what, I'm going to jump on the LeBron train. I'm going to go find one of these rare-ass cards. This is a Pop 5 card. It's been graded 13 times ever. There's only 50 of them out there, so congrats to the buyer on that. Congrats to the seller for breaking an all-time record as well with Fanatics. 2004, this is a great looking patch auto. Guys, this is a good looking card. It is a Min Gem. 2004, second year LeBron. Authentic Fabrics patch auto, serial number to only 50, BGS 9.5 with a 10 autograph grade. That makes it a Pop 2. 11,100 for that sale right there. Let's check in on Star. Here we go. Star again. We saw the last Star, last 11 Rookie of the Years. 9.5, broken all-time record. What about a decent graded 1984 first year Jordan Star, right? Not first year Star, but first year for Jordan. 1984, guarded by the great Michael Ray Richardson, not Pooh Richardson, Michael Ray Richardson. The number 288 BGS 8. This is his Rookie of the Year from 84. Does 11,100. I think I've got this bad boy pulled up somewhere. There it is right there. Good or bad, it is down. It is down again. So from 16,000, this is over the last month after these things sort of peaked. The card's down 32%. So from 16,500 to 11,290 to 11,100 last night. So we'll keep an eye on that and see if it continues to drop or if it rebounds. Who knows? And then next to that, here's a card I know a little bit of something about, just recently picking up. Exact same card, 1998 Upper Deck game jerseys, MJ, BGS 9.5. This is a Pop 11, an $11,400 sale for this card last night. I think I've got it. There it is. Like I said, the Kobe sold, the Jordan sold. This is just such a good looking card. That is up from the last sale of $10,800, but down from a 2022 sale of a card in the same grade. So I didn't get to ring the damn bell. I wanted to ring the bell. I didn't get to ring the bell because it's $600 short of the all-time. So I'm not going to cheat. I wanted to ring the bell. I didn't get to, but that's a big-time card right there. Like we said, Pop 11. How many have been graded? 179 of them. And you can see they've been graded primarily with Beckett. Why? Because when these cards came out of packs back then, Beckett was who people graded with. Yes, believe it or not, back in the day, people graded all of these cards with Beckett. And that's why there's significantly more graded with Beckett than PSA. So good sale last night. Not an all-time record, though. Working our way to the top, a black refractor LeBron, PSA 8 rookie, does $13,200. Another Steph autograph from 2014, Panini Flawless. This is the Flawless Finishes Gold, serial number to only 10. It's a BGS 9.5 mixed gem. This is a Pop 1, none higher, does $14,400 for that Steph card. And then a real cool looking, let's pop in here and check this out. I don't collect autographs, but I know a cool card when I see it. This is the 2007 Upper Deck Sweet Shot Signature Shots, Kobe and LeBron. It looks to me to be an on-card auto. This is serial number to only 15. It's a BGS 9, but it is a 10 for the autograph. 43 bids. This card ended at $14,400. So a big sale right there for that really cool dual autograph of LeBron and Kobe. Moving along, here we are, guys. We're on the top row. This is it. This is the creme de la creme, the top 3 cards. We got Curry, Jordan Curry. What the hell? Curry, 2 out of the top 3? Yeah, that's what we got. Curry, 2 out of the top 3. His 2000, you know what's about to happen on this card. His 2022, that's like his 15th year card, Panini Prism, Steph Curry Gold. This is the true gold. It's a BGS 9.5 mixed gem. It's Pop 1, none higher, sold for $15,000. Where is it? There it is. This is sorted by all-time high. 1, 2, 3. It tripled the all-time record. 3 dings of the bell because it tripled the all-time record, which was a little over a year ago for well, not quite a year ago, for $4,800. So absolutely obliterated the old record. $15,000 is a humongous sale right there. Way higher than I would have expected. Really impressive. It just goes to show you Prism Gold is a real deal, man. There's people out here, especially when it comes to star players, the Lillards, the Steph Currys, you know, the LeBrons, the Kobes. If you've got Prism Gold serial number to 10, I know you can also get the shimmer, you can get the disco and all that stuff. But if you've got the true flat gold serial number to 10, the real deal, you're talking big numbers to pick up stars of those cards. I mean, any stars of those cards. Next to that, speaking of stars, we got Michael Jordan's first ever refractor. Yes, you heard me right. If you watch the Cajun Cardboard hierarchy on this channel, you'd know that's his first ever refractor. This is a PSA 10, which makes it a Pop 41. We've got the card pulled up right there. Here it is. That is the highest sale in the last 2 years. The card is up 8%. That's a pretty steady graph, which I kind of like. I kind of like that graph being steady. That's a big number for a PSA 10. What does a BGS 9.5 sell for? Just out of curiosity. 1/5. Okay, so there's your margin. That's a 5-to-1. You guys can tell me there's fewer BGS 9.5s than there are PSA 10s. It is a 5-to-1 ratio. That is a big number, right? But we've seen this before. We've seen PSA 10 be 10 times a BGS 9.5. It just depends on the card, depends on the pops, depends on how many were graded, depends on the gem rate, depends on the look, the label, the color, all that stuff. There's a lot of stuff that goes into that ratio between PSA 10 and BGS 9.5, but this is a good indicator here. The card was a $20,000 card a little over a year ago, up to $22,570, up to $23,400. That's obviously not the highest all time. No, somebody's into this for $44. So this looks like a Kobe graph where 2021 was everything. 2024, we're just trying to catch up, right? So this is probably the 7th, 8th, 9th highest sale of all time. So good sale last night for that refractor. You guys can look at it and make your own decision regarding the greening. Here, we'll click into it so everybody can get a closer look. I'm really not the guy because all of these things look green to me. I think part of it's supposed to be green, for God's sakes, but is that green? Is that good color? I don't know. Everybody's got an opinion on this. Everybody who wants to can chime in. There's what the back of the card looks like. I always like the back of the cards as well for finest, but good looking card right there, good looking sale. Let me know if I missed the greening. I guess it's a little bit green, but I don't know. Like I said, I always try to look at the jersey. The jersey looks great. His arms do look a little bit green. And next to that, we've got a Steph Curry 2009 National Treasures, serial number 99. So this is the true Steph RPA. I think horizontal was the true RPA that year. This is a good looking patch and the autograph there. It's a 10 for the autograph, an 8.5 grade for the card. It sold for $156,000. There's the card right there. There's another copy of a card. That's a pop 12. Guys, here's the all-time chart, and you're not going to believe this. Just because of the timing, it hasn't sold since 2016. That's the all-time record. But before you get too crazy and say, yes, Steph's running, he's going crazy again, here's what a BGS 9 auto is doing. Yes, that is pretty disgusting. Here's what's weird. The BGS 910 autograph sold for 105 about 9-10 months ago, and this 8.5 sold for 156. So I ain't the guy to try to figure out what the hell is going on with these things. And I didn't go in and look at any of these sales specifically or examine the patches or examine the true quality of the autograph or their locations. I didn't do all that stuff. You guys can do all that stuff on your own. I'm not a Steph collector, but that is a humongous sale right there. I would not have guessed that that card would sell for $156,000 in a BGS 8.5 grade. That's just me personally, but again, the patch is pretty badass, but they may all be badass. I don't know. I do feel like we see this card a lot at auction, which is interesting because it's one of Steph's best rookie cards. So it seems like we see the 25 occasionally. We see the 99. It just seems like too often to me. That's just me. So Steph, Jordan, Steph, LeBron and Kobe, Steph again, LeBron, Jordan, LeBron, and then LeBron with a record. So did I ring the bell a lot? Did I not tell you I was going to ring the hell out of that bell today? Lots of all-time records. A lot of them were Jordans, but we saw a Steph record. Again, the timing was a big factor in that, right? We saw a LeBron record on that 2003 Finite. That was a little bit surprising. We saw a Michael Jordan star card set a record. So somebody is running into the burning building and saying, you know what, I'm going to pay the highest price ever paid for this star card. I don't care if those things are up hundreds of percents over the last 2 months. I'm going to do it anyway. And it happened. And then we saw another star card that's the 1984 star rookie of the year, number 288, take a little bit of a step back as well. So it's interesting. We're watching the star stuff. I sound like I'm a weather forecaster. We're watching this, this formation in the tropics. It could turn into a hurricane. No, we're watching the star cards, seeing what we're doing. We're keeping our eye on the Jordan PSA 10 stuff. We're watching the Paulo Banchero stuff. We're watching the Steph Curry stuff. We're keeping an eye on the Victor Wembanyama stuff, right? And we're going to look at those Victor Wembanyamas next Monday as well. We're inching closer to the season, so people are going to start maybe hyper-focusing on the guys that are actually still playing basketball, who have a chance to do some things, who have a chance to build on their resume. The question is always with those young guys, the Bancheros, the SGAs, the Doncic's, the Wembanyamas, how much of it is baked in? That's always the question you're going to be asking, and that's why it's so fun to prospect, and I miss it, right? So I used to love that. I used to love it, but that's the fun of prospecting. You win some, you lose some, but it's fun along the way. Thank you guys as always for watching. If you're thinking and you're looking for a way to support the channel, I don't charge a subscription fee. You'd never have to pay to watch these videos, but one way you definitely can support me is you can consider using the promo code Cajun if you want to sell your cards on the Fanatics Weekly. I've dinged the bell this week like crazy, so you guys know if you've got a Jordan card, if you've got a LeBron card, if you've got a Kobe card, if you've got a Curry card, you're going to do just fine. Now, I'm not telling you to come on here and try to sell a Dante DiVincenzo, Chronicles 1 of 1 raw, because this may not be the place for that, right? I've never said Fanatics Weekly Auction or Fanatics Premier Auction was the best place for every card, but it is the right place for certain cards, right? I try to be legit and transparent about that, and tell you do what I do, right? So if I've got, for instance, I ripped some soccer cards, so I've got some Jude Bellingham cards that came back from PSA. They didn't grade quite where I wanted them to, so I'm not keeping them in my collection. So maybe it's a second year Jude Bellingham Gold PSA 9, probably a $45, $50, $60 card in PSA 9. I'm going to sell that card on my own on Instagram. I'm not going to send that card to Fanatics Weekly, and I'm a Fanatics Weekly affiliate partner. I'm just telling you that's not the place for me to sell that card. But if I've got a Jordan PSA 9 insert from the hierarchy, you're damn right I'm going to sell that on Fanatics Weekly. It's going to do great. I'm going to try on Instagram to flip it directly and get 100% right and try to sell it for fair market value. If it doesn't work, boom, it's off to Oregon. Let the folks at Fanatics grab your card. Use the promo code Cajun when you submit. I've got a video on this channel showing you how to submit as many cards as you want to Fanatics Weekly. By the way, if your card's worth more than 50 bucks, it's free vault forever for your card if it's worth more than 50 bucks. Now, don't go sending a bunch of $4 cards, $5 cards, because you're going to get dinged, I think, a $3 charge or something like that to put those cards in the Fanatics vault, because that's not what the vault's for. The vault's for meaningful cards. So if you've got cards worth more than 50 bucks, free vault forever. Remember that. And even if you're just vaulting your cards, do me a favor, use the promo code Cajun, because you never know. Things change. I never thought I would sell some of the cards that I've sold in recent months, and I've sold thousands on Fanatics Weekly. It also goes worth mentioning, I've got a video on the channel showing you how to submit. I've also got a video on here showing you guys that I've got a 98% paid rate. If you're tired of selling on eBay and maybe 15, 20% of your cards don't get paid, just depending on where your price point is and kind of cards you're selling, then stop selling on eBay. Send them to Fanatics Collect weekly auctions. I've got a 98% paid rate. I can't speak for everybody, but I've got a video out there showing 2 other consigners that are similarly situated to me selling on Fanatics Weekly. They had 99 and 97%, I think, paid rate. That means damn near everything's getting paid, guys. And that's what we want. We don't want to have to do this over again. But you let the fine folks at Fanatics do it for you. They take the pictures. They make the listings. They list the cards. If there's ever an error with one of your listings, all you got to do is submit it. They let you approve the listing before they even put it up here. So you can go into all of the cards that you've decided to move into a weekly auction and say, wait, you spelled something wrong, or wait, you did this wrong. That's happened to me maybe once out of 500 times, something like that. And they've made the correction. They've got it uploaded and fixed in the auction the very next day. So I appreciate you guys watching these videos. I hope you guys get off to an awesome week. This last weekend was a crazy soccer weekend with me and my kids. This next weekend is going to be even crazier. Both my daughters are playing in college. They both have 2 home games on Friday and Sunday. I'm traveling to the west half of the state. I'm traveling to the east half of the state. And then my little one's got a bunch of games in a tournament this weekend. So I'm going to be out of pocket. I'm all over the place. And I can't wait to get there, because that's the most fun thing in the world as a dad, watching your kids play sports. But in the meantime, I've got a lot of card stuff going on here. I've actually got a case of soccer cards that I'm ripping right now, which has been uproariously fun to scratch that itch, which I rarely do. And then I've got some great new video content coming out for you guys soon. I've got 2 more guests on the channel, and you'll probably see it this week or next week in the collector spotlight mold. 2 of the best in the hobby. So you guys stay tuned. If you haven't yet, do me a favor, stop what you're doing, hit the like button. I don't know why it matters, but for God's sakes, it does with YouTube. So just hit the stupid like button. Anytime you see my dumb face screaming at the screen, just hit the like button. Do it for me. You don't have to send me money. You don't have to pay me to watch any of these. But the one thing you can do for me, and I need to get more deliberate about asking, is to hit the stupid like button. Please do it for me if you don't mind. Thank you so much. And then hit the subscribe button. Guys, if you're watching and you're watching this long, you've been listening to me talk for, what is this, an hour damn near, right? Because we had so many records broken on this Fanatics Collect weekly auction, then surely you need to hit that subscribe button. You can always just glaze through them and not watch the videos you don't want to watch. But I'm the most consistent content creator on the YouTube for basketball cards. I may not be the best, but I am certainly the most consistent and the most voluminous, over 1,500 videos in just over 1,000 days. So you're looking at more than a video a day. That's a lot. Thank you guys as always for watching. I hope you have a tremendous week. I know I'm going to, in and out of the hobby. Keep collecting, stay positive in the hobby, and peace.